Okay, yesterday already we have discussed about the vendor subcontracting, correct? So today we are going to see how actually it works into the SAP there, okay? So anyone can little bit elaborate more on the vendor subcontracting process. Yesterday already we have covered the theoretically in last, correct? So what do you mean by the vendor subcontracting? And what kind of work we are doing? Any examples for that?
Actually, the company makes the semi-finished products,
Mm-hmm.
semi-finished or from the raw material, and for the finishing they use to another vendor, uh, like and they will give us the finished product. So this is subcontracting. For example, we can take
Mm-hmm.
the Tata Motors.
Mm-hmm.
They actually they didn't do any engine work or anything. They only assembles all the cars.
Okay.
So we can take, or we can or we can also take some different types of bike. We can also take bike and something like mm, yes, that's it.
Okay. So already we have seen about the vendor subcontracting purchase requisition creation, correct?
Yes,
So what is the difference in the normal purchase requisition and in the vendor subcontracting?
item category
Which one? Which item
L.
category we are using? Okay.
L.
Okay. So L item category we are using here. Apart from that, any other addition into that?
Bomb.
Yeah.
Bill
Bill
of
of
material.
material we are using here. Okay. So what is the bill of material then?
Bill of material also shows the detail of that product, that
Mm-hmm.
for the making of that product, what the
Mm-hmm.
ingredients or what types, what equipments are used
Mm-hmm.
for making that product. And also it shows the all type with prices. It also
Mm-hmm.
shows the prices of that material is used for making.
Okay.
As I told you that I last now only I speak about that material, Tata Motors company, which make
Mm-hmm.
the car. The car, the parts used for making the car, like engine or tire or something. That is the bill of material. That is child material, and
Mm-hmm.
the main material, which is our car, the finished
Okay.
product.
Okay. Okay, so it is a detail of, okay, so just take example of any bike, okay. So we can take the example for that, okay. If you can take the example of TVS Apache RTR there, correct? So which is a sports bike, 160 cc. So for manufacturing that, what we require the n number of the raw materials, correct? So like we have the semi-finished product, all the indicators are there, chassis is there, then seat, okay, headlamp, tail lamp, body, multiple parts are there. So by assembling that all the kind of materials, we are getting the finished product, correct? So what is the bill of material then? So whatever the possible materials are required to convert that finished product as a buy. So it is nothing but the list of that overall list of the material, okay? So that is nothing about the bill of material, okay? So what is the T code for that to create the bill of material?
CS01.
Okay, CS,
CS01.
yeah, CS01 is a T code, okay? That is the main difference, okay? For creating the purchase requisition for the subcontracting, we require to create a first bill of material, correct? Into the CS01 T code. Okay, as per our requirement, we can multiple times we can change that bill of materials, okay? So let's step by step, what if we can cover up this vendor subcontracting process here, okay? So first of all, what we are going to do? So here we are going to take the example of finished product of a TVS Apache RTR here, okay? So for that, we can just create a finished product or otherwise what we can say it's main product of or main finished product we can take up as a that, okay? So what we can do, first of all, we are going to create the material master data for that, okay? So step by step we can see here. We can go for the M01. Okay, so what I can do directly, I have just done the setting for this. So instead of internal external numbers, I can directly keep as a material name here, okay? This is my main material, we call it as a
Parent
parent item. Okay. So parent material I can just keep as a TVS Apache RTR 160 here. Okay. I can just keep as a ROH. So all are getting this correct? What I am just putting here, what is the finished product and what is the main parent material is here. Any doubts in this?
Yes, Mayu, for the
Hmm.
this product, we should take FERT, na? Why we are taking RH?
Yeah, we can take up that FERT, no issues, okay. But just for the understanding, I'm just keeping as ROS, so we can use that also, okay, no issues. But for the bill of material, again, any kind of entries, so that I just want to show you here, na. That's why I'm just taking this reason so as ROS here, okay.
Okay.
You can here use FERT also. Again, there is some accounting entries issues will be there. That's why I'm just keeping as ROS here. Later we can work on that also here, okay. Just for the understanding, I can just keep as ROS. Okay, this is my parent material here, which is I'm just going to create the bill of material for this material. Okay, so basically we are going to create here. And just copy this material description. This is the each whatever our material group with the purchase group. The process is same for okay, so just can keep as the amount as 50,000 for this finished product. You can keep as a moving average price. This is the ROS, okay, so that's why I'm just keeping as a moving average price. For the finished product, you can keep as a yeah, okay. So this is the material which I just want to create as a parent item here, okay. So this is the main product. Okay. For this, we are going to create the bill of material, okay. But before going to create bill of material, what we required to create the child item there, correct? Because to manufacture this Apache RTR 160, okay. So whatever the possible list of the materials we need to identify that, okay. So one by one we can create that material also here, okay. First of all, what we can do, we can just create as a chassis for yeah 160 here, okay. So this is the which material right now? Chassis means
child material.
correct, child material, okay. So same material type I can just keep here. This is the material which is we are going to use as a child component. Apart from chassis, which is what is the main component to manufacture the bike?
You can take body, engine.
Body. Okay. Body. Engine also is the most one. Okay. Body. Or okay. So for 3-4 items we can keep here. Not overall. We can put overall items here. If you know how many items are required to manufacture the bike, correct? It's not possible to create each and everything there, correct? Without engine, no bike is going to run, correct? Engine also we are going to create. The process is same to create each and every material, okay? So I can just, for your understanding, I'm just going to create 3-4 materials here, okay? What I can put as a 5,000. This is the second material which we have created. body for the RTR. Third, we are going to create as a
Tell them.
engine, headlamp, tail lamp. Okay, one by one we can create it fastly. Okay.
See.
Yeah. The engine we have created as a okay. So what we can do, so this material we can keep, and the fourth one is we can just keep as a indicators. Okay. So how many indicators is required to for one bike?
Four.
Correct. So during the bill of material creation, so how many quantity we should put for this?
Four.
Correct. Other things we only one require, correct? Like a engine, like a body, like a chassis, that only be one we required, okay? But other things like indicators, brakes, so as per the requirement, we can just use that, okay? This is the four material we can keep as a child items here, okay? So for the indicators, I can just put as a 500. This is the four material which we are going to use as a this is our main component or main finished product, okay, and all of that these are your child components, okay. This is as a parent, okay. So right now what we are going to do, we are going to create the bill of material, okay. So already I mentioned what is the bill of material is nothing but the list of the material which is required to manufacture the finished product, okay. So CS01 is the T code to create the bill of material, okay. So here system is asking you for the material, okay. So here always you can put your parent item, okay. So what is your parent item is the TVS Apache item, okay. This is for this material, all these are the child components, okay. So for manufacturing this finished product, we require this n number of the child components, okay. So that's why always for the creating the bill of material, you can put as your finished product here, okay. And then you can put your equipment plant, and here usage of the bomb is always your production, okay. Means you are going to product that, so that's why always bill of material you are going to select as a production. Okay, so Anuj, last time you are asking me, so why is in your system, so while getting the purchase order, your bomb is not going to explode, correct? If you remember, correct, Anuj?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
you find out the
Yes,
reason
yes.
for that.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if you're going to create a bill of material, na, if it's in the current date, okay, here is a current date, today's date, correct? If you can select as a today's date, system is not going to explode here, okay, because bill of material is always not active in a one day. That's why for while creating the bill of material, don't put the current date, save it as in a back date, okay. That's why I'm just going to select in a back date, okay, so that you can work on the letter, okay. You can try to put while creating the bill of material as a today's date, and it will be not going to explode automatically into the purchase order, okay. If you can put into the back date, definitely system is going to take from the your bill of material while creating the purchase order there, correct?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just putting is valid from the yesterday here. Just enter it. Okay. This is the screen of the bill of material creation part here. Okay. System is asking you to enter the component here for which you are going to create the or list of the material. Okay, so one by one I can just enter each and everything here, whatever the material we have created as a child component. Okay, so once you can enter it, so for that always for the bill of material creation, you can select the item category as a L for the stock item. Okay, for each and every material, I'm just going to select as a stock. Okay, once you can enter all these things, system is here asking you for the quantity, because for manufacturing this one finished product, how many quantity of these child components you require. Okay, so definitely we require the one chassis here. Okay, then we require the one body, we require the one engine. Okay, but we require the 4 indicators, correct? So that's why I'm just mentioning here in the bill of material how many indicators we require. We require the 4 number of the indicators here. Okay, once enter the quantity, press on enter. Okay, so your bill of material is valid from yesterday to the 999. If you can see here, so this until unless it will going to expire, this bill of material is going to be active into the system. Okay, so depends on your requirement. You can do the changes if you want to change, if sometimes the bill of material is going to change and all. Okay, so this is how you can just manage the bill of material. Okay, I can just keep as a screenshot here. I can just later update into the Excel sheet. Okay, this is just for understanding. I can just save this bill of material. Okay, the bill of material will be created here. Okay, can just keep. Okay, so once you can create the bill of material, so PR only you all know, correct? So instead of the PR creation, what we can do, we can directly go for the creation of a purchase order. Okay, but before going to purchase order, one thing is mandatory here. Anyone knows what we need to maintain?
Purchase info record.
Correct. Info record is mandatory here. Okay, so for that we can go for the info record here, MA11. Okay, so this is your finished product. For what we are going to create the info record here. Okay, finished product. With that, for we are going to create the info record, not for the each and every child components here. Okay, so enter the plant and your purchase organization and select the vendor. Okay, I'm just going to create the info record. So which item category, info category should I select here?
Subcontracting.
Okay, so already we have seen the standard, pipeline and consignment before this. Okay, so today we are going to select the info category as a subcontracting here. Okay, this is the mandatory. Without that, you cannot further proceed for this. Okay, so I can just copy this info record. Enter. Okay, so whatever the required things we want to put here. Okay, so which price should I put here then into the info record? Because already, yeah, go ahead.
Finished price.
Not why finished product price.
Okay.
We are going to
Charges
give
for
the
the
charges.
subcontracting.
Correct.
Service charges.
Correct. So whatever the charges we are going to give to the subcontractor, okay, for assembling all this material, okay. So we are going to give the subcontractor as a how many cost? Okay, so I can just give as a 4,000 rupees for the one material. Okay, for assembling one vehicle, I'm just going to give the 4,000 rupees to the subcontractor. This is just an example. Okay, so don't directly correlate with this. Okay, so I can just put as a 4,000 for the one service charges for the material. Okay, just enter it and I'm just going to save the info record here. Okay, once you can maintain the info record, the next step is we are going to create the purchase order here. Okay, Already someone has mentioned here, bill of material already we have created. Then we are going to create the purchase order with the item category L. Okay. Let's go to create the purchase order. You can select the vendor. For whom we are going to already maintain the info record. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to select the same vendor here. And copy the material for which we require the creation of the purchase order here. For which material?
Final product.
Correct. Final product here. Okay. So item category for what we can select here item
Yeah,
category as a
subcontracting.
okay. L is a subcontracting. Okay. So what I can do, I can just create a PO for the 500 quantity. Okay. With the plant. With the storage location here. Okay. Once you can enter the required thing, system is going to take automatically price from the info record here. Okay. There is no need to again put the price. So this is already taken from the or fetching data from the info record. Okay. So right now we can go for the exploding the bomb here. Okay. So already please be on mute. Okay. So once we can enter all the required things while creating the purchase order, then under the item overview, we can go for the material data here. Okay. So if you can see here, here is the option to explode the bomb. Okay. So once we can click on it, system is showing you the bomb. So what is the meaning of this here? 500, 500. How system will be pick this?
Because we are getting the finished product 500, so it is taken accordingly.
Correct. So system is automatically going to calculate to get the finished product of the TBS Apache RTR. Don't. Okay. So this is from the bill of material. SAP is going to fetch the data of whatever the required quantity which is required to manufacture this finished product. Okay, so that is the reason why we are going to maintain the bill of material here. Okay, once you can enter this, okay, I just check the purchase order. Okay, so no message issued during the check. Click on the save option here. Okay, the purchase order is going to be saved. Okay, and just copy this purchase order for the vendor subcontracting. Okay, once you can create the purchase order, anyone knows if you have the zero stock. Okay, so we need to transfer the material to the subcontractor. Correct. So if we can go and check the stock of MMB here. Okay. So for the instead of this, what I can do, I can just check the stock of the, or we can say we can check the stock of this child components. Okay, you can just check here. So we have the zero stock, and again right now we need to transfer the stock to the subcontractor. Okay, so how we can generate the stock here?
Mayur, there are two methods to generate the stock.
Yeah,
One
go
is
ahead.
manual, like as we did earlier. First, we create the PO for the
Okay.
particular material, then GRM, something like that.
Mhm.
And one is we can create the material using physical inventory T code MI10.
Okay, MI10. Okay.
Yes.
Apart from that, any code you know? And what is the movement type for that then? If MI01 something you are telling, correct?
Yes.
What is the movement type you are going to use for that?
No, we don't need any movement type. We can put only difference. As we create the MI01, MI04, MI07. Okay, MI10 is a combination of all these T codes.
Okay.
So we can use directly MI10 to
Okay.
create the stock.
But here we are not using that. Okay, so we are going to use the MB1 city code for that. Okay, for generating the initial stock entry. Okay, so this is the initial stock entry T code here. Okay, since we don't have the any kind of a stock into the company, So MB1C is the T code to generate the initial stock of an entry here. Okay. Once you can enter this, so for the creating part of a multiple line items into the single, so we are going to generate the stock by using this MB1C T code here. Okay. And the movement type is always the 561. Okay. So if you can see here, what is the movement type for the 561 here? Okay. I will just show you. If you can see a receipt for initial entry of the stack balance into the unrestricted is okay. So mostly for the subcontracting, if you don't have the zero stock, so initial entry of the goods, we are going to use the 561 moment. Okay, so this is the, again interview question. What is the moment type to generate the initial stock? Okay, so always use 561 for this entry. Okay, remember, put the date, keep your plant, enter the things. Okay, here you can add the items, whatever you require. Okay, so these 4 material stock we need to just because we have the zero stock of this material, correct? We don't have written any purchase order, or we don't have any again of any other option for that. We have the scene correct before this, correct? 501 moment, if anyone remember.
Yes, without PO.
Correct, without P also we are doing the GRN. Okay, but don't do for cylinder subcontracting this work on the 561 movement, and you can do, and you can generate initial entry of the stock by using these only. Okay, for this all material we are going to generate the stock here. Okay, so how many quantity for the 500, or instead of 500 what I can do, I can just add the 1000 for these all 3 materials, and for this below I can just add a 3000 because we require 2000, we require the 500 for this. Okay, I can just keep enter the storage location. Okay, if you have the batch management also for the pharmaceutical any industry, if we have the batch, you can put the batch also there. Okay, so I can just enter all these things. Okay, so this many stock I am just going to be generate here. Okay, if you already shown you now, so we have the zero stock of this material. Okay, once we can post the document, system is going to be generating the stock here. Okay, if you can see indicators, we don't have the stock. Once we can post it, okay, so enter the quantity, material and storage location, click on the save, material document is going to be posted here. Okay, let's click on it. You can just save this material document. Yeah, I will rearrange it. No issues. Okay, once you can enter, and again you can refresh for your stock. System is going to be generate the stock. Okay, we can go for the MMB and refresh the stock. So whatever right now we have done the initial entry of the goods, system is going to pick here. Okay, clear how to generate the stock by using the 561 movement. Okay, so right now we have the available stock of all these 4 materials which we are going to supply to the subcontractor. Okay, next we are going to supply, or we are going to do the transfer the stock from the company's premises to the vendor subcontractor. So how we are going to transfer?
Using T code ME20.
No, we are going to use the Amigo here. Okay, no issues.
541.
514 is a moment type, no issues. Okay, but
Transport posting.
transfer
543.
posting, no,
543.
541 is the moment. Okay.
That is 541.
So we are going to use the transfer posting with respect to our purchase order here also. Okay, so you can use the other also, no issues. So here I'm just showing you. So it is also possible you can do the transfer posting by using the purchase order. Already we have explored the bill of material here, correct? So under that, all the list of the possibilities of the material automatically comes here. Okay, so for this we are using the Migo. We have the transfer posting option with respect to the purchase order. I can just enter the PO. System is automatically taking the movement type as the 514. If you are able to see here, okay, which is the
Yes,
movement
sir.
type, which is designed for the goods issued to the subcontractor. Okay, so I can just put it here. So if you can see now, system is going to take automatically whatever the bill of material we have mentioned here, correct? The list of the all items system is going to show you here. Okay, so one by one what we can do, just keep enter the storage location for first line item. Okay, then how much material, what is the quantity, 500 we are going to give to the vendor subcontractor over here, and who is the vendor. Okay, so I can just enter the vendor because vendor is mandatory. Once we can put here, click on the item. Okay, we can go for the next level of the item, second level item. Okay, for another, we can set for the body material quantity as a 500, where to 541 movement is goods issued with respect to the subcontractor. Okay, we can select the vendor once again here, click on the item. Okay, go for the next level. The third line item is engine. Okay, enter the storage location, from which storage location you are going to transfer the material. So okay, the destination is your vendor here. Okay, quantity, partner, you need to enter. So we have done for the third. Click on the item. Okay, then you can go for the next, which is the fourth one, which is the indicator. For everyone, you need to enter the storage location because system is need to pick from the which storage locations you are going to give the material. Okay, so all these four materials we have entered the all things. Okay, click on the check, enter the storage location for the second. If you can see that the material document is okay right now. Okay, you can check all the things, partner, quantity and all. Once the document is okay, so I can just show you the again the stock of that material into the MMB. First of all, it will be showing it to the company store location. Once I can transfer to the vendor, then how system is going to change the location of this material. Okay, so 500 I have just transferred, correct? So once I can post the document, then system is going to update the stock at the vendor side. Okay, so right now I'm just, you can see here, okay, material movement type as a 541. If we want to see again for what 541 is designed. Okay, so definitely at the time of the interview, so they will definitely ask you what are the movement types will be used while the subcontracting here. Okay, so we can show here 541 is for the transfer posting to stock with subcontractor from unrestricted use. Okay, and 542 is for your reversal of 541. Okay, so this is how you can manage to give the stock to the your vendor subcontractor. Okay, so once this document is okay, we are going to post it. Once we can post it, material document is again generated here. No accounting entries will be hitting here because only we have transfer the stock, not any stock we have consumed it here. Okay, so once we can transfer the material, okay, once we can display here once again that document, let's see, we can display it. We can go for the document info, we can go for the FI document. For the transfer posting, any subsequent documents entries will be hitting here. Okay, so if we can go and again refresh the stock of the material, then we can able to see here. So system stock is going to be splitted. So 500 as we have given to the vendor subcontractor, system is showing you the stock is provided to your vendor 500 quantity. Okay, and 500 is laying at your company's RM00 storage location. Okay, so once we can give the stock or whatever the child components to the subcontractor, so what he is doing, he is going to process on that, and finally he is going to give us the final product. Okay, so he is going to assemble whatever that we have given. So what is the next tip for this then?
GR.
Return to
Yeah.
return to premise.
GR we are going to do for the
By
finished
using the movement
product,
type
finished
543.
product, by using the finished product. Okay, let's see which movement type is there. Okay, 101 movement type is there. Okay, for the GR 543, how we are going to use? We can go for
In the
the
background, it triggered for the
correct.
component
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment
For
of
the trigger.
543.
For the consumption of material, it will be going to the 543. Okay, I will show you there. Okay, we are going to for the GR part of that subcontractor. Okay, so we can do for the goods receipt with respect to the purchase order here. Okay, we can select the PO which we have firstly created. Okay, we can just enter that PO number. Okay, for the fruit system, movement type is always the 10. Okay, so what I can do, I can just not receiving the overall 500. Instead of 500, I'm just receiving the 200 right now. I can just change it. Okay, so here is a explode bomb option is also again available. Okay, once we can click on it, so you can see for the manufacturing of 200 finished product, how many quantity we required here, correct? So 200 of body, 200 of engines, chassis, and indicators we require 800, correct? Okay, so this is how we require to do the GRA here. Okay, if you want to go, this is the 101 purchase order partner function from which vendor we are going to do these all the things. Account assignment that is not required here. Okay, so whatever where you are want to see, correct? So that 543 I will show you how system is going to generate that moment type there. Okay, now so once we can just check on item. Okay, check it. Okay, no issues about this. Okay, first of all, we are going to do the GR, then we can see about that 543 in the backend. So how this material is going to be consumed there. Okay, we can just click on the check. This is only the one kind of a warning. We can post it. Okay, the material document is get posted. And just copy it. Okay, and here accounting entries will be hitting as we are going to consume the material, correct? What we can do, we can just display the document here. And you're able to see here 543 movement is coming, correct? For the child components, 543. If you can see, what is the 543? Anyone knows what is the movement type 543? It's a consumption of a stock from the vendor. Which is the stock is provided to the vendor. It is the movement type designed for the consumption of stock which is given to the vendor. Okay. So initially it will not show. Initially we are using the 101 movement. Once you can post the GR, system is automatically taking the 543 to consume the material. Okay. So we can go and check the accounting documents here. Okay. So anyone knows already I mentioned, so how many accounting entries will be hitting for the vendor subcontracting? Any formula I have mentioned here, correct? Anyone remember that?
Yes, maybe. 4 plus 2 into X, and X represents the number of raw material.
Correct. So then how many entries will be hitting here, Anuj, as per that formula?
There are 4, 12. I think
12, correct. So if I can just click on the FI document here, okay, and click on the accounting entries here, you're able to see how many entries will be hitting here, correct? You can calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're getting that formula is correct, applying here, correct? 4 plus 2n is a formula to calculate the accounting entries for the vendor subcontracting here, correct? So these 4 are important entries: BSX, WRX, BSV, and FRL. Okay, and all other these are for the consumption of your raw material. Okay, BSX, GBB, BSX, GBB. Okay, so these 8 entries for your 4 materials, and these for the GRI clearing. Okay, so I will just tell you what are these BSX, WRX, BSV, and FRL. Okay, so it depends on your whatever the child component you are giving to your vendor subcontractor. So depends on that condition. So these many accounting entries will be going to hit. Any doubts in this? So these 4 entries are definitely common. Okay, BSX, WRX, BSV, and FRL. Okay. Any
Mayur,
doubts? Yes.
Mayur. Mayur, these 4 accounting entry related to parents material.
Correct.
Okay, then the first amount is, I think it is 62 lakhs.
What?
Okay, the first amount BSX is 62 lakhs.
Mhm.
Actually, we are not purchasing the parent material. We are so why the accounting entries are there? Uh, to whom we are paying this amount and
Just give me a second. I will just tell you, okay, what is the meaning of that BSH WSN, okay? So once you can get this clear, how to calculate these accounting entries. So I have the description of that each and everything, okay? So why these accounting entries will be hitting here, okay? So if you can see here, okay? So BSX is for the stock account of your assembly, okay? So means whatever the BSX here, okay? So whenever you are going to manage your inventory, correct, Anuj? So we are going to purchase the
yes,
material and our inventory is going to be increased, correct? Do you know?
yes, yes, ma'am,
Okay, then if we are going to get the finished product, which is the assemble, so that's the reason that amount is going to be reflected here. Okay, so that we not need to clear to anyone there. Okay, that is only for your internal, not we are going to clear this, correct? So you can see here,
Okay.
this is the trade receivable. Able to see here,
yes, ma'am.
and here WRX is for what? WRX is for your GRIR clearing account. Okay, for which we are going to give the money to the your vendor, correct? Then FRL for your subcontracting charges, and BSV is for your change in a subcontracting stock, because our stock is going to be changed, correct? Because we are given the child components and we are getting the parent components. Okay, so this is the meaning of this all accounting entries here. Okay, BS6 for the stock account. Okay, BSV for the change in subcontracting stock, FRL for the subcontracting charges, GRIR clearing, and already we know about this GBP and BB. Okay, what is the consumption for that, correct? GBP already we know about this, correct? So these many of accounting entries will be going to be hit. Okay, so right now what we are going to do, we are just going to check the stock of your finished product. Okay, as per okay, so chassis, I don't want to see. I just want to see finished product as a Apache. Okay, so as we receive the, how many quantity we have received? 200 quantity, correct? Initially stock is 0. Okay, we can just execute. So right now we have the stock of a 200. Okay, so we can go and check for the material movement. The scheme is showing you the 101 you have done for this. Okay, but for again, if you want to check for your, what we can say, child component. So we have already supplied the 500 to the vendor subcontractor, correct? We have consumed 200. Right now we have remaining the 300. So we can go for the material movement. So here all the movement types will be recorded. You can see, first of all, we have done the 561, then we have done the 541, and then system is going to consume as a 543 there, correct? So this is how the whatever the movement types is going to be used. Okay, so mostly depends when you are going to attend the interview, na? So definitely interviewer asks you the question mostly on the vendor subcontracting process. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to little bit of slow for this process. Okay, so this is how we are going to manage the vendor subcontracting process into the SAP. Okay, any doubts in this? Any doubts? Any one of you? All are clear about? If all are okay, if all are clear, then I just want to cover one.
Can you show the invoice?
Which account, which entries you want to see?
Invoice.
Yeah, invoicing. Okay, okay. Yeah, that is invoicing I have not done. I just go for the invoicing once again. Okay, so that is the important. Thank you for adding, Lina. I just want to do the invoicing part. Okay. We can just keep, okay, so I can just copy the purchase order. This is the last step in vendor subcontracting. We can go for the invoicing part here. With a little bit of the same, we can just do for the purchase order number. We can paste it, enter it, like the tax code. Okay, we can copy. So yeah, if able to see here, okay, so 200 we have purchased, correct? And how many price we have put while during the creation of the info record? 2000, 4,000 rupees, correct? This is the amount which we are going to give to the vendor, correct? Right now. We have this balancing, click on the simulate. So same thing, the invoice is normal, which we are going to give to the vendor. We can just post it. So accounts, invoice getting posted, we can just go and display the invoice here. We are going to see for the accounting entries for the invoice, whatever we have posted here, correct? Able to see, this is only showing for the consumption of your raw material, and this vendor is going to get for the your consumption of your material for that, whatever the amount we have set for this, correct? Clear, Rina?
Yeah, clear.
Any doubts? Okay. So this is how
KBS is
KB is for the consumption. Now we have that consume that material which is we have given to the vendor, correct?
GBB, right?
For the
GBB.
vendor, for the vendor, I'm asking you. GBB is for the internal consumption, correct?
Yeah.
Mayur, I think KON is for consumption, KBS for vendor. I think.
KOM is whenever it's coming, whenever at the time of the consignment, okay?
Okay.
So for each and everything, so that's why the accounting session is need to be take first. But yeah, unfortunately that not taken. Okay, we will take up for that. So for what transactions, what is the accounting entries will be required and all. So that is deep dive will be taken by the professional sir. Okay. That is the most important topic, automatic account determination. Okay, so that time that all the doubts will be going to be clear. Okay. Okay, so this is the basic vendor subcontracting. Okay. Any doubts? Or any question? Budget? Yeah, budget.
Can you explain more about that? How 543 work in the background?
543, it's a consumption now only. In a background, I'm also not clear to.
Because the interviewer will
Hmm.
ask, we are doing the GRM with
Hmm.
101 moment, right?
Hmm.
Then how that 543 O comes in the background?
In a backend, correct? So there is again, we need to understand the configuration for this moment type. Okay, so we need to more explore on that part. How this 543 will be automatically come into the picture for these vendor subcontracting. Okay, I will update for this. Okay, no issues for the tomorrow session.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to again add here. Okay. So right now we have done the we have generated the initial entry of the goods by using the 561 moment. Okay. So in the second case of a vendor subcontracting, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create the purchase order towards the vendor. So is it possible we can directly supply that material to the subcontractor? Anyone knows? We are going to create the purchase order at our plant location, correct? But I need to change the address from the company's location to the vendor subcontractor. So is it possible? That is about the second case here, okay?
Yes, Mayur, it is possible.
So how we can achieve that, Anuj?
How can we achieve? I don't know, but it is possible.
Okay, no issue. Okay, I will
We
tell you.
can we can create a PO for raw material, and we can give the address of the
Okay, I will show you.
that
Okay,
vendor.
where subcontractor. Okay, so this is the different vendor, which is I'm going to select here. Okay, so Bharat Marketing. So towards this, I'm just going to create a normal purchase order here. Okay, not any subcontracting. Okay, because here I'm going to purchase the material from the vendor. Correct? Normal purchase order. Okay. So here, what I'm going to mention here, I'm just going to mention the child components. Okay, here we can see step by step the process for this. It's a very simple. Okay, no worries about that. We are going to maintain the everything from the basic scratch. This is the material which we require, correct? So in our initially what we are going to do, we have done the initial entry of the goods, okay? But right now, if the case is that you are going to purchase the material from the another vendor, and material is coming to your company's premises, okay? But instead of coming into the company's premises, if you want directly this material is want to go for your vendor subcontractor, then how we are going to achieve it, okay? So what I can do, so I can just create a PO for 100 quantity here for each and everything. And for these indicators, I can put as a 400. Okay, just enter the things, enter the plant and storage location here. Anyone knows apart from the Dhanush or anyone? Vimala or Reena?
Item details, there's a tab where you can select the subcontracting sector.
Correct. Therefore, I need to enter the price for each and every model because I don't have any violation. Okay, I can just pick randomly here. Okay. So for this four material, already I will get the, so that we can just going to check this. Message should be in the check. If we can go for the material data here, okay, not into the material data, it becomes under the delivery. Delivery address here, okay. So under the delivery address, okay. So if you can see here, okay. So under the delivery address, system is showing us the address of our plant, okay. But here is again one option here, correct. So vendor for a SC means what? Subcontracting vendor, okay. Instead of receiving the material at the company's locations, we are directly going to send this material to the subcontractor, okay. So what I can do, I can just enter the vendor here and click on the box of vendor subcontracting, okay. Once I can, sorry, and just close it. And just tap. Okay, I just want to do this checkbox vendor subcontracting. Means what happened now? So whatever the vendor we are going to keep here, so on that address, system is going to supply the material. If you can see here, onto the delivery address, the address is changed. So the address is taken for the this vendor. Okay, so what I can just repeat address on for all this four material. Okay, for this, if you can see, all the four material is directly going to the address on the this vendor here. Okay, so this is how we can manage the delivery address for the vendor subcontracting. So I can just check the purchase order number. Okay, I can just copy these material just for understanding. I'm just going to create the PO. Check and save the PO. Once you can create the purchase order number, again, I can just copy this and the purchase order number. So how initially we have transfer the material to the vendor subcontractor? By using the transfer posting, correct? All are getting or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so here we can go for the MMB here. Okay, I can just check the stock of material. Okay, chassis. So initially we can see here. Okay, so at the vendor location, it will be showing as a 300 right now, correct? But again, it will be showing as a on order stock as a 100 quantity. So once I can done the GR for this material, so here this stock is going to be updated in company's premises or into the vendor's premises.
Stock provided to vendor, it has to go.
Can you repeat?
Stock provided to vendor.
Let's see that. Okay, once we can do the GR with respect to the purchase order, then how it will be going to be effect on that. Okay, so we can go for the Migo. We are doing the normal GR process for that. There are all the things for each quantity. We can just go into as item okay, item okay. Okay, no issue for this. Okay, just check this beyond mute. Okay, system is showing you the plant here. Okay, but if you can see here, the special stock indicator is a O. O means what? It is directly going to supply to your parts provided to the vendor. Okay, this is how we can directly transfer the stock to your subcontractor. Okay, system is taking the vendor from which we are going to purchase the material. And if you can see here, okay, so who is receiving the material or receiving vendor is a Yashpal Enterprises, correct? Any doubts? But supplying vendor is a taste vendor. Okay, so you can explore like a partner function here also. Okay, so we are going to create a PO for this vendor. We are going to supply from this plant, and receiving vendor is a different again. Okay, so all the three different vendors are coming into the picture into the single screen. Okay, so just check it and post the document. Once you can post it, so material document is going to create. You can check the accounting entries here. Who's that guy? I mean, Reena, please be on mute. Okay, you can go for the document information. You can check the FI document. The system is going to create the FI document for the GR in the normal. Okay, whatever we are going to do to the vendor. Okay, yes, section WRX to clear the GRIR account. Okay, and then if you go and search for the vendor stock, okay, we can just go for the MMB once again, and we are going to refresh the stock for that material. Okay, you able to see right now? So 400 means stock is going to be updated directly to the your vendor. Okay, once we can go for the material movement. Let's see here, 101 movement is done for this 100 quantity. Okay, so this is how you can manage to directly you can transfer the stock to your vendor directly. Okay, so first, are you there? You why you are log out from system? I am using there. Hello. First, are you here?
Yes.
So don't use your system. I am using your system here. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't log on into your backend. Okay, I'm getting a problem. Okay. Okay, so this is how we are going to manage the vendor subcontracting. Any doubts in this? How to manage the subcontracting? Okay. Should we take the again next case for here for the scrapping, or should we continue tomorrow? All are getting or not? Here clear.
Tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
Should we continue or should we continue tomorrow?
Tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow.
Okay. Any doubts? You can ask me if you are ready to come for the next 10 minutes. We can cover the test case for the vendors of contract scrapping procedure. Hey, Vastup, someone is using your system, I think, in the backend.
No, I'm not using system.
Yeah, but system is going to log out automatically. You can check it once who is going to use your system.
What is channels in subcontracting?
What?
Channels.
Journals?
Yeah.
No, I have not heard this word as what journals. Anyone knows? I'm not aware about that. Where it will be used? Reena, can you mention?
Yeah, you are not. I am not aware, but I got this question in the interview.
Okay, what you can just text me. What is that question? I need to
Journal
explain it.
entry will be in FICO, right? From the FICO part.
Because I'm not aware about it. First to again, it's login, buddy. Log out automatically. If I can log on.
Okay, let me check.
I think your friend or I think you shared your ID to someone. That person is using that. Anyone whose ID is there? 253 whose ID is? Anyone else here?
My ID is 214.
Yeah, you're ready to 14. No issues. I'm using that, but someone is using that, buddy. Okay. Okay, no issues. So if you're ready, so we can just take up the small test case for that again scrapping. Should I continue? Other getting or not? If any doubts,
Continue tomorrow.
continue tomorrow. Okay, no issues. Then we can find it tomorrow. Okay. Well, then I will just stop the recording. Then you can ask me the question.